Hello?
Andre? Hi,
Yes,
Andre?
Father, please. Yes, sir.
Hey, Andre, my name is Jim. I was actually giving you a call because you had spoke to one of my associates about your home on Blazing Pine Pass in Decatur. And I wanted to give you a call and see if you still have an intention on getting that home sold.
Yes, sir. You know, tomorrow
Okay.
between 10 and 12, is it available to look at? No. Make
Okay.
it between 12 and 2.
Okay. So, Andre, tell me about the property a little bit. Is it like an investment home or?
Yes, it is. You know, rent, yes, sir. Rent goes around between $758.29 for the two-bedroom. It's a two-bedroom. And two-bedroom, second yield bathroom, living room. It has a dining room. It has a step-down living room area and a step-down master bedroom area. And 900 square feet. Yep.
So, like, David, I'm basically just asking about the house right off the bat, because I also want to verify notes that you took, and then I kind of use that to get him talking so I can start building some rapport with him. So, you know, off the bat, it's kind of hard to hear, but basically I just said, hey, you spoke to one of my associates, David, about your property on Wyndham or whatever his property address was. Just calling to still see if you had an intent in getting that property sold. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, great. Tell me about that property. And then I kind of repeat the script a little bit to just kind of keep building that rapport. So.
Okay. Outside isn't all that great, but inside looks a little better, and it needs a little work. I'll be honest, the kitchen floor, long story short, needs to be replaced. And also, what else? I'm going to be completely honest with.
Okay, I like that. That's good.
Yeah. And then association fee, which is $146 a month.
Can you say that again, Andre? What's $146 a month?
And an association fee, which is $146 a month.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so there is like an HOA fee.
Yeah. I'm asking for 15. I take 12 cash for it.
So what he just said, David, was there's an HOA fee. What that stands for, an HOA is the homeowners association. So it's for like areas or subdivisions that maybe they have like amenities or a park, or they do landscaping, you know, like public things in a subdivision. They have like their own little community association to like run them and maintain those things. And usually the homeowners in that area pay a fee, you know, to keep that going. So I think where he is, he was saying that there's an HOA fee of this amount. So I just kind of verified.
Like a nice neighborhood, right? Or
I don't think so. So now, because he said that,
we have that here. We have that here, but usually, like, we're in very nice neighborhoods.
Right. So knowing that, I'm gonna go look up to actually see like that. That just kind of that sends a red flag to me, because basically what I'm thinking is this property's worth 50. He just told me he's trying to get it for like 12 or 15,000 for it.
Oh yeah, that was the guy I asked you. Remember that? He told me that it was 15,000, and I asked you yesterday, is that possible? You explained it to
me. And the HOA is about 146, I think he said. That's about the same HOA that like a $500,000 house might pay for, or $200,000 to $300,000. That's pretty high for that area, especially for the price of that property. So automatically, I'm a little concerned about that, but I don't want him to know that. So that's something that I might research. So if that number is just way too high for that low price property, there's just no way it should be that high. So either this property is just completely trashed, or I don't even know if the home even might be there at this point.
Should we add HOA in the script?
No. I mean, that's not something that's super important. It really doesn't affect us as much as it does the buyer. But it was curious. I'm just curious, kind of why he brought that up and why it's so high. He actually might have a different loan on it or something else. So when I call to confirm, I'm going to re-ask him that question. But that would be something that while you're taking notes, if he's disclosing stuff like that, I would just, ask him and just be like, oh, can you just verify what you said? Because I didn't hear him the first time. And I was like, okay, it's an HOA for $146 a month. Yeah. Okay, that's, a little weird, but we'll keep going. Because keep in mind, you're looking for every way to set the appointment, but you're also looking for flags to maybe hold off on doing that first. So that may be one of them. So anyway, all right, let's continue.
Okay, so 15,000 would work for you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what's your time frame, Andre? I mean, is this something you want to do like ASAP or a couple months down the road?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Yes, sir. I need about 45 days to find a place. Long story short, to find somewhere else. And I'm thinking about going into a apartment unit until I get another home. So, I'm trying to desperate money.
Cool. Okay. So basically, you're trying to sell this one, and then you yourself are going to be relocating into a new home. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Awesome. Okay. Do you have a real estate professional or someone helping you find a new place, or are you kind of just on your own right now?
I do have a broker, but if we can work on something amicably, we can do without using your broker. If you cover the closing costs.
Okay. So when you say broker, can you explain that? Because I just want to make sure we're clear. Because a little bit about
you're a real estate broker. I advise you to talk to somebody, and that way, they can draw up the contract, and everything will be, lovely. Now, if I have my broker draft the contract, that'd be fine as well. My real estate broker.
Okay, you already have one. Are you committed to the real estate broker?
In a way, yes, but okay. I can get a better deal. If I can get a better deal, of course, I'll go with someone else.
I got it. Because the reason I asked, Andre, I'm not sure if David explained this to you, but we work in two different manners. So one is we put our investor hat on. It's either I buy from you myself, or we have one of my partners that we can team up with, and we kind of go the non-traditional route. Option two is we can serve you in a traditional manner because I actually own and operate a real estate team. So what we look to do, Andre, is figure out what's best for you. So some people say, Jim, sell it immediately, and here's the solution. Some people are saying, hey, Jim, I want as much as I possibly can get. I don't care if it's 30, 60 days. Get me all the moves you can. It might be more beneficial to do it traditionally and use a lot of those tools. So we've kind of built ourselves, Andre, as your one-stop shop solutions provider for all real estate. And then that allows me to serve my clients in the highest manner possible because I'm not just an investor, or I'm not just an agent. We're all the agents and everything in between. So,
really, if I can save you, let's do it the way where I can save you the most money, okay? And as long as I come out on the end with what I require, we're good.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, I don't have an issue with that. That's awesome. Okay, so Andre, just because we do have that real estate team.
So at this point, David, I kind of know that he's pretty confused on how the real estate thing works.
Yeah.
He originally told me he had a broker, right? But I don't think he understands how that works. So his situation is he's trying to sell this property and move into an apartment or somewhere else in the meantime. And so I'm like, okay, I figured that out. And then I asked him, would you be open to, for us helping you? And he said he had a broker. And I said, oh, okay, so you already have a broker. And he said, well, in a way. So now I'm going to ask him a couple different times because he didn't really necessarily answer my question the last time. He just basically said, well, I have a broker, but if you want to do it your way, you write up the contract, we go to him. That sounds lovely. He's kind of confused on how this works. So what I'm trying to do now at this point is just get really good clarification that he does not have a written agreement. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. I'm going to keep asking him, okay, so you don't have an agreement with him, or if you are committed to that agent, if you're working with that agent, are you committed to him? Okay, do you have a written agreement? So that's kind of where that conversation's going. I'm trying to clarify that because I'm not going on the appointment if he truly does already have an agent and he's just kind of confused on how all this works. So clarity is power. That's what we're trying to figure out here.
We're obligated to a licensing law. So as long as you don't have a written agreement that's active with the broker, I do not help.
Okay, so he said I did not. So I had to ask him 3 different times if he was committed in working with his broker. And I said, I have to abide by my licensing laws. If you do have a written agreement with them, I can't help you. Oh, I do not. Okay, finally. So even though maybe in the beginning it might have deterred you to be like, oh, this guy already said he had as a broker. He's just confused. He clearly doesn't really know how this works. I think at this point, he probably thinks I'm going to just write him an offer. But that's why I'm really trying to explain we can do the one way or the other. And what matters is what's better for you. So are you open to either or? And he said, well, let's do what makes let's do what saves you the most money. I said, okay, that's cool. Don't really know what you mean by that, but I like that you want to save me money, but do you have an agent essentially? And that's when he said no.
Okay, cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had a deal and I took it off the table because it wasn't beneficial for me.
Gotcha. Sure thing. Okay.
And then he just told me he did have it listed, but he took it off the table, so he canceled it. So that's good. So now I know for sure before I head out there that he doesn't have an agent, check, and that he kind of understands how that works. So, and now I'm going to kind of clarify it and try to get that appointment set.
Okay. Well, let's see if I'd love to meet you and show you how we can work together and let you make that decision if we're a good fit or not. So cool. So your calendar.
Okay, tomorrow between 12 and 2, I'm available. I'm going to, kind of straighten up a little bit. We have a lot of stuff packed, and my wife accumulated a lot of stuff. So
I know how that goes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I want to make it a little presentable for her, so when we get here, you won't be too shocked.
Andre, if you shock me, I'll be shocked.
Well, I'm sure you've seen it all too, right?
I've seen it all.
I'm sure.
But yeah, that sounds good though, Andre. If you want, I got my calendar in front of me. If you want me to set it for like 12:30 tomorrow, that would be perfect for me too. And then that way, I'll meet you at the property. If you just give me like a quick tour so I can see it in person, and then we can discuss the different solutions available and then talk numbers.
Okay, we're good. Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, Andre. And I will shoot you an email so you have my contact information. So if you need to change anything or something comes up between now and tomorrow at 12:30, you just give me a holler, email me, text me.
Thank you so much. And, you can
appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that should be good. That's perfect.
Thank you so much.
All right, Andre. I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30, sir.
You have an awesome day.
All right, you too. I appreciate that.
What did he say?
He said you have an awesome day. So that one went pretty well. So that was one of them that could also have been very hazy. So like he was a nice person, David, and I probably could have been like, oh, okay, great, let's meet tomorrow. Because he was like already saying, yeah, that sounds good. I'm free tomorrow. But I really took the time to be like, okay, tell me your situation. Tell me about the house. What's your time frame? Like I'm reaffirming what you're talking to him about because I want to see if it's any different. Sometimes people lie. Sometimes people, you catch them off guard and you get the truth. So that's why I asked those and kind of just build my own little relationship with them and then explain kind of how we work. And then I had to really clarify that. So before I went on the appointment, I know for certain that this guy wants to do it as soon as possible because I even said, what's your time frame? ASAP or a couple months down the road. And he's like, no, as soon as possible. So, okay, I'm reaffirming that this really is someone I want to go spend my time with. Now I want to make sure he doesn't have an agent and the motivation, or not the motivation, but the option for listing it is open with him. And he even told me he did have an agent. He had that on the table, didn't work out for him, and he canceled it. So, but he probably would be open. And if he's not, David, that's about as best as we can clarify with him. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. That would definitely qualify that appointment. So
Okay.
that's plenty of information. I mean, if he's still confused, I'll handle it from there. But that truly is like the best way to approach it, where you're asking him, and as far as you know, if you're setting the appointment and doing your own qualification, then you can honestly say, hey, as far as I know, this guy said, he should be pretty good to go. If he is confused, I asked him at least a couple times, are you open to it? You don't have a contract. Okay, great. Let me meet. I'll show you the different solutions and we can talk numbers. And he said that was cool. So, boom, we just went ahead and set it.
Okay.
Cool?
Cool.
Sounds good. And that's how we'll do that appointment then.